Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm sorry I missed the video yesterday. I unfortunately am kicking myself because now there's so much data to go over. There's so much I get on these past couple of days. So first off, we had a Charmander first edition PSA 10. Remember like a month ago when I had the record price point of like $1,900? This one sold for $4,108. It doubled inside of 2 months. I am absolutely flabbergasted by that. Moving on past that, we have a couple of base set Charizards that were unlimited. First one was a PSA 9, sold for $61.50. Another one sold for $72.65. And then we had a PSA 8, sold for $23.95. A jungle box, like a first edition jungle box, sold for $24,900. So let's just say $24,900 divided by 700 from 2.5 years ago. It increased. I don't even know. I can't even do that math. Actually, no, I can do the math. There's a calculator on my computer. So $24,900 divided by 770. Paul, can you load that for me? Thanks, man. It increased 32x inside of 3 years. I don't know any other place, unless you get really lucky by a stock, that increases 32x inside of 3 years. So outside of that, we have a Charizard first edition PSA 10. This guy had an offer for it for $269,000. And the guy declined it. He's like, nope, I'm not going to do it. And that same guy that offered $269,000 for just that Charizard offered $569,000 for a first edition base set, like complete, all first edition, all PSA 10. And back in 2018, 2019, you could have bought that for $110,000, $120,000. It's now $569,000. Absolutely insane. So moving on past that, we have a unlimited box from. It was just an unlimited box from base set, sold for $30,000. Japanese Charizard CD promo from 1998, PSA 10, sold for $1,525. A couple of Giovanni's Nidokings. First one was a first edition PSA 9, sold for $355. And then a PSA 10 sold for $650. $650 is obviously extraordinarily undervalued. I took mine off eBay because I don't want to sell it for that price. A couple of Blaine's Arcanines here. We have a SGC, Sierra Golf Charlie. I don't know too much about this company, but because Pokemon's backlog at PSA is like a year, people are doing other stuff. So you're looking at about SGC 9, which was a very strong 9. Sold for $800. Like, I looked at it myself and I was like, this would easily be a PSA 9. It might even be a PSA 10. But yeah, that sold for $800. And then a first edition PSA 10 actually sold for $2,500. Then a first edition PSA 7 sold for $243. So we're seeing a lot of movement on Blaine's Arcanine, which I was a little surprised at because you had like 7 of them on there, and there's only like 121 or 131 PSA 10 copies, so there's not a lot, and 7 of them were out at once. So it's good that a lot of these are moving. Again, I took mine off. We have Lass, Trainer Lass from base set, first edition PSA 9, sold for $388. Ho-Oh from Neo Rev, first edition SGC 9, sold for $590. We had a base 2 box. So base 2 box sealed, sold for $12,600. It's incredible. Articuno, first edition PSA 9, sold for $817. I think the last one sold for less than $5. So this shooting up by like 60%. Absolutely insane. Misty's Golduck, first edition, CGC 8.5. CGC is another company I don't think is as well known as SGC, as I have no idea who they are. So 8.5 sold for $168. Rocket Zapdos, first edition, CGC 8.5 sold for $260. Blaine's Charizard, first edition PSA 7 sold for $1,010. And we had a Blaine's Charizard, first edition raw copy. My grade would have been anywhere between a 7 and an 8. That sold for $940. And then we had a first edition PSA 10. This was the guy that had it on there for $20,000. Got talked down to extremely low. Sold it for $7,500. Either way, that's still a record price point, but I definitely don't see another Blaine's Charizard for selling under $10K. I put mine up for $20. I was like, all right, I'll put mine up and see what type of offers I get. So right now there's 3 up there. There's one for $15, there's one for $17.5, and then mine that's up for $20. I think the $17.5 guy did that just for the lulz. Misty's Gyarados, first edition, CGC 9, sold for $305. Trainer Blaine from Jim Chown's set, first edition, CGC 9, sold for $82. Giovanni's Machamp, CGC, a 9.5. I guess they do 9.5s, sold for $285. And a Typhlosion 18, first edition PSA 9, is the one that is easier to grade. It's easier to get. Not as good artwork in my opinion. Sold for $770. That was mine that I sold. I think that is a record price point right now. We had a Sabrina pack from the Gym Challenge pack, Sabrina artwork, first edition. It was 21 grams, so it weighed heavy. Most likely it's going to be a hollow inside there. Sold for $446. Then we had an unweighed pack, same thing, but that sold for $337. Lugia first edition PSA 7 for $1225. Remember when that Lugia first edition PSA 6 and 7 were out there for $1,300, and I bought it because I knew it was undervalued? Just the 7 sold for $75 less than what I paid for both of them. So that's something that I saw was just delivered. I might put it up. I might wait a month or so. Maybe I'll wait till Christmas because Lugia is absolutely popping off. And there's not enough to meet demand. There's maybe 5 out there that are first edition graded, and the rest are just, but they're really high price points. So I'll wait for those to go. If they go, then I'll just keep mine for now and just let the price go up. 2016 Worlds copy, top 32, PSA 8, sold for $1,100. I had a Vaporeon first edition CGC 9. It was a Gold Star Vaporeon CGC 9, sold for $696. Charizard Gold Star PSA 5 sold for $1,235. Earlier this year, a 9 sold for that. So 9 is definitely going for over $4,000 at this point. Dark Charizard first edition PSA 8 sold for $1,250. Dark Dugtrio first edition PSA 9 sold for $125. Base set Gyarados first edition PSA 9 sold for $6,325. That is absolutely batshit insane. You could have gotten that for under $1,000 inside a few months ago. And it's not the only bid that was up there. Top 4 bids were $5,200, $5,500, $6,225, and $6,325. So multiple people are willing to pay over $5,000 for this, which is, it's not even 10. Like, it's a 9. So the 10 is definitely going to get over $10,000 when that goes. Dark Blastoise first edition PSA 9 sold for $1,115. I stupidly sold mine a few months ago for like $400. I think I sold it for $420 just for the lulz, but which was a record price point at that time. So I don't think I was wrong, but increased 3x inside of 2 months. Dark Hypno first edition PSA 9 sold for $204. Rainbow Energy first edition PSA 9 sold for $180. Base set Magneton first edition PSA 9 sold for $28.51. It's a record price point, but it's less than half of what Gyarados sold for, so no love for Magneton. Dark Espeon first edition PSA 9 sold for $10.25. Houndour first edition PSA 9 sold for $300. Umbreon from Neo Discovery first edition PSA 9 sold for $12.25. Magneton from Aquapolis. I think this is really insane artwork. It's a reverse hollow PSA 10. You can get it for $58. That's what it sold for. Dark Feraligatr. This was mine. The reason why I sold this is it was the only one out there at the time when I listed it. So I listed it for $2,000 or best offer. And there's another one at PWCC auction, and the current high bidder is me at $1,200. But I had a couple offers for $1,500, one for $1,600. TCA Gaming actually bought it. It was $1,800 because I don't know if the PWCC auction is going to get up there. I don't think it will. I mean, it might now because now it's the only one up there. So I have another one that I'm going to put up there after PWCC auction ends, see what it gets. But I sold that for $18 this morning. I got paid for it, and again, I'm the highest bidder on that for $1,200. I'll go up to $1,500, and if I can get it, I can get it. Great. I'll just turn around and maybe flip it, maybe not. If this goes above $1,800, if this goes to $2,000 or higher, I'll take my other one. I'll put it up for like $3,000 or best offer. See where it goes. T17. I love this one because it's harder to grade. It's not as easy to find. First edition PSA 7 sold for $710. Pikachu first edition PSA 8 sold for $290. Clefable first edition PSA 9 sold for $504. Rockets Mewtwo first edition PSA 10 sold for $1642. This is why I took mine off eBay, because I knew it was incredibly undervalued, even at $1,000, which would have been a record price point. Chose not to do it. A couple of smaller ones from me is Saffron City Gym Challenge. First edition PSA 10 I sold for $45. Metal Energy first edition PSA 8 I sold for $100. Koga's Muck first edition PSA 10 sold for $74. These two were interesting. 2010 Tropical Wind quarterfinalist PSA 9. It was the only one on there. I had it for $4,000 or best offer. Sold it for $2,500 because the guy that was negotiating with that also bought my 2016 Worlds Top 16 PSA 7 at $1,500, and he just bought it. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. You know, make them both like for $4,000, $2,500. He said yes. And the last one I sold was Koga's Coughing, first edition PSA 10 for $53. PWCC auctions. Charizards are going absolutely insane. The BGS 9.5 is already over $100,000. I made several bids on Trophy Kangaskhan. There's Mike Tandem. We all love him. He's my best boy. He's my hero. I knew it was gonna go down sometime on Friday night when it was gonna drop, but I didn't know when. So by the time I see the auction, we still had 9 days and 22 hours left. So it was only on auction for 2 hours. The bidding was already at $50,000, and I was like, okay, I have 32 grand left to pay off my Trophy Kangaskhan PSA 10. If I can get this for under $80,000, I'll sell my Tesla for it. So I figured if I liquidate half my Tesla at about $4.30 a share, about 156 shares, figure that's about $67,000, and I can come up with the extra, 10 or 12, whatever. So I'm bidding. I'm the highest bidder at like 60 grand, 64 grand, and then people keep outbidding me. And for the lulls, I bid $69,420, $69,420, and it stays for like 3 minutes, and someone outbids me. I was like, between the fees and everything, I'm not going to be able to get this for under $80,000. So this is something that I was like, I'll just give it to this guy. I'll pay off mine, and if I could sell other stuff, in the next 8 days, I'll do it. I'll maybe go to like 82, but that's really the max. But this is probably gonna get between 90 and 100 grand, just my opinion. Anyway, guys, I love you. I'll talk to you all later. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. I'll catch you all later. Bye, guys.